take her in the bank. I had an investment in a conglomerate at that time. I introduced that investment to her. The last one I said to her was that, okay, there is this one. It's an idea that we have just put in place. Will that interest you? And she said, of the four that I listed, that was the one that interested her. So we brought Ndidi from McKinsey to Faith Foundation to come and drive the vision.
I met Mr. Adiola when I was a student at the Harvard Business School. He came as a case protagonist to discuss Guarantee Trust Bank. And then we stayed in touch after that. And a year later, he called me and he said, I hear you want to move back to Nigeria and I want to offer you some options, some jobs. And he listed 4. And the last one was Faith Foundation. He told me something. He said, on my 60th birthday, I want to celebrate by having a field of all the entrepreneurs that I've supported, with their products and services. And I said, this is the vision. And that vision for me was phenomenal because we have to create wealth in Nigeria. And the best people who have the energy, the skills, the creativity to create that wealth are young people.
We live in a young world, a world where 40% of the 7.8 billion humans alive are under 24 years old. And if you streamline this data back home, you'd realize that 54% of Nigeria's population are within ages 15 to 64 years.
If somebody didn't get into Guarantee Trust Bank or didn't get into Shell and so on and so forth, it wasn't faith they were looking for as an alternative. Okay, that was a challenge. We overcame that because Ndidi herself and the 70-man board of eminent people were enough to convince them. So many people will come because they haven't got a job. Okay, let's see what this thing is like. But we were unrelenting and we just kept going until many years later when we found the real people that we were looking for.
And we started with a very clear mandate. We knew we had to provide the training. So it was going to be a 6-month training program. We knew we had to incorporate a mentorship scheme. So we had to design probably the first formal mentoring program in Nigeria. And then we had to provide them with access to funding. So we started the business plan competition. We incorporated an investors forum and even an accelerator and incubator to help them with the execution of the business plan. And so we started with a class of 20 entrepreneurs. To get these entrepreneurs, we went to schools, we went to churches. I remember handing out flyers at the end of services, trying to convince young people to come and join Faith. And we had many applications. We selected 20 young people as a pioneer class. And many of them have achieved tremendous success as entrepreneurs today.
For 20 years, Faith Foundation has been at the forefront of not just inspiring young entrepreneurs to start, grow, and scale their businesses, but also grooming them through training and mentorship to keep them soaring in their entrepreneurship journey.
I was a young person creating this organization with a phenomenal board, and we were blessed with some visionary board members who were pioneers in their own right, but understood the vision, bought into it, contributed their wealth, their resources, their time, and their intellect. Mr. Adiola, from the beginning, set the values of excellence, integrity, and hard work. Those values have permeated the entire organization, and every single ED after me has been committed to those values. The second is partnerships. I think from the beginning, we realized that we couldn't do it alone. To build this type of organization, you need to work with funders, you need to work with volunteers, a range of stakeholders from public, private, and nonprofit. And that concept of partnership has been the bedrock of Faith's success. And then the third, I'd say, is the commitment to impact, measuring impact. Mr. Adiola actually said, I want to help 5,000 entrepreneurs start businesses and grow businesses. That was the vision he set from day one. Mr. Adiola wanted us to compensate the individuals who'd come in as trainers and mentors. And I said, absolutely not. They have to come in as volunteers.
At the time that we set up Faith Foundation, if we look at the cost of getting the best brains, what do we pay for them? Who's going to pay? The same people who don't have work, right, and don't have means, how much can we charge them that will get us to pay these other people? Number one. Number two, we also realized that apart from religious platforms or platforms such as Red Cross Boy Scouts and such platform. The elites or Nigerians who are educated did not have many platforms to give back to society. So we introduced this process as a means of giving back. We run ourselves elegantly. We prepare accounts. KPMG are auditors. They've been our auditors since Arthur Anderson. We account for everything. We go back to the donor, we go back to the volunteers, and we recognize them. We put them there out for people to see. I'm also a volunteer in that regard. I go to stand in front of people, share what I know with them. And we realize that there are so many people who are willing to help this society once the platform is sincere. And there are many people in that phylum that are still willing to talk to us.
Early in the year 2000, I had just come back from the US. I had resigned from employment, and I was looking to develop SMEs, and because part of my mantra is actually helping others to reach their full potential. So there I was at this training program as a facilitator, and I met this other very engaging lady, Ndidi, who was also the other facilitator. And really, once the training program was over, I remember we were outside the building that the STEP officers were in, and we were introducing ourselves to each other. And she told me who she was and told me about Fit Foundation was just starting then, and invited me to visit the offices and for us to have a further discussion around it, because I had a lot of interest in developing small and medium-sized businesses. And so when I went to the offices and I had this meeting with Ndidi, the first ED of Fate, I felt that Fate was engaging in a part of the market that no one else was at that time.
Earliest milestones was clearly recruiting our first class, then graduating our first class, having the first business plan competition, having the first investors forum, having our first model entrepreneur awards, our first Fate celebration. We actually got Wharton to donate a free executive education program for our first model entrepreneur.
Dr. Pastome challenged us that Nigeria was going downhill. What are we all going to do with our future? And at that time, I mostly worked in finance. So I just sort of felt that I needed to use finance to have some social development impact. I started studying about SMEs and businesses, entrepreneurship. That was when I got to know about the vacancy at Fate Foundation. So the pioneer executive director was leaving after 1 year. It just sort of made me feel that, okay, I want to now start using my career to have social impact. And the more I learned about what Fate was doing, the more I wanted to be a part of the Fate Foundation. So that's how I joined Fate Foundation. And of course, I was inspired by the story of Mr. Adela too, how he set up GTB and all of that. Since I was there for 5 years, we more or less built the organization. Introduced a number of programs. Some of them are still running today. I've seen an idea being brought to life. To me, it's one thing that I've always had, really enjoyed doing. One of the key things you will see that differentiates Fate Foundation is that there's a focused strategy, passing that knowledge on to the next generation so that they can create organizations that truly transform the country, that lives forever, that is a legacy. So that's something that I truly was glad I was a part of.
The vision of championing enterprise development and entrepreneurship in Nigeria has been a strong backbone in Fate Foundation's journey in the past 20 years.
Fate is still on the same journey. In 20 years, they knew what their focus was. Their mission is very clear, enterprise and enterprise development. It hasn't changed. When Mr. Adiola, who is the founder, came in, and he knew what was wrong at that time, and he knew he wanted to fix it. What we see even now in 2020, we're talking about the same issues. The numbers of youths unemployed are even rising. And we can see the deliberate effort that Fate is making to change the conversation that we're having in terms of enterprise. I mean, when we started, then a lot of people did not even know what being an entrepreneur was. If I went you told your parents you wanted to be an entrepreneur, they would almost cry because they wanted you to go to the banking sector, they wanted you to have some form of, but it's changed. I mean, everyone is asking questions. They want their kids to do something different. They want people to make changes. And that's where faith comes into play, because they know the reasons why they were set to be Faith Foundation, and they've stuck with that journey and been very consistent in how they deliver their journey.
Faith implements what it also teaches. So the first was, I would say, the founder, his passion for entrepreneurship. He's lived it, he's built it, he's seen it, the success. So that he understood what was needed to be able to do that. But also in setting up Faith Foundation, they had a strong board. So he got other entrepreneurs, leaders, in society to buy into the idea as well. So I remember at that time, we almost had like a 17-man board. Different people too who had gone through that entrepreneurship journey and also had similar passion with the founder, being on that board and being, cautious, putting their money also where their mouth was. So they raised the initial funding. I remember Mr. Adeola donating a significant part every year of the requirements of for Faith Foundation to ensure that entrepreneurs actually lend, and then getting also members of the society to come and actually be the facilitators, the volunteers, the mentors, consultants. So it was like we pulled everything that we require. People donated time, people bought into the vision, and so through that, we were able to actually deliver value to the entrepreneurs. And I would also say the entrepreneurs themselves. So even the selection process of who comes into the class, means that we selected the right people because they truly went on to set up our business. They didn't just go back to jobs. A few did, but majority still set up businesses, grew their businesses. We also set up the Emerging Entrepreneur Program, already people who had businesses but needed to learn how to take it to the next level. So, we've seen them grow their business today and, employ people, add value to society. And there are a lot of them have been successful and known names in Nigeria, and a lot of them went through Faith Foundation.
I left Faith over 10 years ago, and you've seen it transcend over the years. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, and with the use of innovation, technology, I mean, you can tell now that of course, Eden now there, Onikan is doing an exceptional work. And one of those things that you see is that when you look back, you're so proud of the fact that you were part of that journey. And of course, the organization is 20, and the organization is still standing and even doing much better than it was while you were there. There's nothing that transcends that. And that gives you so much joy when you look back and see that.
The need for nonprofits to support young entrepreneurs and encourage capacity building continues to be a potent force for business growth in the country. In attending to this need, Faith Foundation set up different engaging programs that were tailored specifically for the needs of local Nigerian businesses.
I served as head of training for about 5 years. That essentially meant that I was in charge of programs and managing, both the Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program, and then of course, managing out the volunteers. Very fantastic professionals who committed themselves to supporting entrepreneurs actualize their dreams. So that essentially meant that we'll do a proper selection involving our volunteers and making sure that we have the right persons in the classroom. And then again, delivering on our programs, we had the relevant curricula, tried and tested, and then of course, over the years also we're also changing, responding to the demands of the environment, of the market dynamics and whatever it is, again, always because we're getting feedback. So we would therefore ensure that we would deliver the programs so that it works for the entrepreneurs. That essentially meant, making sure that they're skilled up to be able to run their businesses. So included management competencies, ability to run their business, but also a lot to do with visioning and strategy, being able to create, the kind of businesses that would last.
One of the great things about Faith's evolution over the last 20 years is really how it has continued to adapt itself to meet the needs of the entrepreneurial space and the entrepreneurial ecosystem.
So we started at a time when people weren't talking about entrepreneurship and started focusing on really helping and enabling people to start their businesses. And then a lot of our businesses started growing and required both support. And we invested that into the kind of programs and the support that we have given. Now we're at a time where so many people understand the value of entrepreneurship, and there are quite a lot of other organizations that are also investing and supporting entrepreneurs in that space. And that's something for me that Faith clearly led and was a pioneer in.
From inception, mentoring had been prioritized by Fate Foundation as a catalyst to provide peculiar insight and personalized learning opportunities for entrepreneurs. This driving objective brought about the implementation of several relevant programs to help drive the support initiative of the foundation.
So before now at Fate Foundation, the courses or the programs that we're running were our flagship programs called the Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program, abbreviated to AP, and the Emerging Entrepreneurs Program, abbreviated to EP. So right now, from our generic Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program, we have several other programs under it. So we have the Aspiring Entrepreneurs Digital Program that is in partnership with Facebook, designed to help entrepreneurs to transition their businesses from offline to online and help them to understand and better appreciate and then use the various digital platforms available for business growth. So before now, the Aspiring Entrepreneurs...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fate Foundation's 2022 Annual Celebration and Awards Ceremony. To take us through the program of the day, let's welcome our hosts for today, Ijeoma Adesonya, Senior Programs Manager and Head, Scale Up Lab, and Agogo Akporido, Senior Programs Manager and Head, Startups and Youth Enterprise. These two have managed the capacity building programs that have produced today's graduating entrepreneurs. Please give a warm round of applause as we welcome them to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to the Fate Foundation 2022 Annual Celebration and Award Ceremony. We're so delighted to have you here. My name is Ijeoma Adesonya.
And my name is Agogo Akporido.
So this year, we'll be graduating over 600 entrepreneurs across 30 states in Nigeria. Can we give a round of applause to that?
Congratulations to all our graduates, both in person and those of you joining us virtually. We really celebrate you for this wonderful feat. Our theme of today's event is expanding opportunities and breaking new ground. This reflects for us the opportunities that are around us in spite of the economic realities. After all, entrepreneurs are known for solving problems. And today we are celebrating these wonderful entrepreneurs.
Can we give them a round of applause, please? So just some general ground rules. For security reasons, please keep all your valuables with you at all times. And so we'll head over to the next phase. To kick off the meeting, we would like to introduce our very own uber talented Amaka Wokolo, the head of the Fate Institute, to sing the second stanza of the national anthem. Please, can we rise?
Oh God of creation, direct our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty true. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
Thank you, Amaka. That was such a stellar rendition. Now, to officially start this program, we want to share with you this video that gives you a glimpse of the work that we do at Faith Foundation, who we do it for, and why it matters. Enjoy. I hope everyone is settling in okay, just while we get the video going. Can you say hello to someone sitting next to you? Say hello, introduce yourself. This is an opportunity to network and meet people. I see so many beautiful faces in the room, and I love all the African attires.
Yeah, very colorful, and this is a reflection of our rich Nigerian cultural heritage.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next phase.
Okay, so now that we have had a view of our work, I would like you to join me as I welcome the visionary of our work at Faith Foundation. Please, let's put our hands together. For the last 22 years, the founder and the chairman of Faith Foundation, Mr. Fola Adiola, to come on stage and give his welcome address.
Welcome, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my distinct pleasure to warmly welcome you to our 2022 annual celebration and award ceremony. I'd like to especially acknowledge the presence of our 639 graduating entrepreneurs for this year, joining us virtually and in person. 2, the recipients of our 2022 Annual Entrepreneur and Volunteer Awards. 3, volunteers and institutional partners who have worked with us through this year, including the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Meta, the Youth Business International, and Standard Chartered Foundation. 4, our special guest of honor and keynote speaker, I call her Rough and Tumble, Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi, who herself, one of our volunteers and a previous recipient of our Faith Model Entrepreneur of the Year Award. We won't let you be. 5, current and past directors of Faith Foundation Board. 6, the newly elected members of our Faith Alumni Executive Committee. And I would like to identify our president, our alumni president, Mrs. Toyin Bakari. All other friends of Faith Foundation in the hall today, and everyone watching online. We have a weakness at Faith. We start at the time that we say we will start. So if you still find pockets of chairs, it's just as a result of our weakness. In another 15, 20 minutes, when people do what they are used to doing, the chairs will fill up. This year's annual celebration is indeed an exciting and special one for us at the foundation. It is the first time we are back to holding our annual celebration in person and at full scale since 2019. While we appreciated the need to hold the last 2 annual celebrations in a safe space through our screens, we are definitely glad to be back with you in person. It's nice to see everybody in person looking happy. And the good thing is that we all survived it. So we able to gather again. This year's theme is expanding possibilities, breaking new grounds. It was deliberately chosen and wanted to provide inspiration for the entrepreneurs who have entrusted us with their entrepreneurship journey over the year, and provide a showcase of the boundless opportunities that exist as they now take on the lessons they have learned to build and grow their businesses in the coming year. It sounds so simple. 2 + 2 is equal to 4. But we'll wait to hear what Rough and Tumble has to say and how many times 2 + 2 had given her 11 or -7 and 0. Small and growing businesses across Nigeria are the heart of what we do. We are here today because we all believe in the potential and power of entrepreneurship, the ability of an individual who is able to translate their dream or idea into reality despite the many risks, challenges, and roadblocks that they will have to endure on their venture to build their businesses. It is often a hard, lonely, and challenging journey, even in the best of times, and definitely an arduous one in these difficult times. Now, with that I've said, why do people then do it? It's hard, it's painful, it's this, it's that. So why do you want to do it? We'll again wait to hear from her why, despite all this, she's still doing it. Or Toyin Bakari, why she has continued doing it. This is why the platform we have built over the last 22 years matters greatly. One that ensures that entrepreneurs are supported, catalyze socio-economic impact, wealth, and job creation. This year, some of the extremely driven and talented entrepreneurs we have met include Muson of Insight, she here, a startup that is enabling visually impaired people with an application that does text to voice translation. Victoria Emmanuel, who just finished her National Youth Service Program and has an agribusiness in Kogi, already employing 5 other young people full-time. Olamide Ajadi of Dodoni Ventures, who is challenging established brands in the FMCG space with her food product line. Aisha Suleiman, who is audaciously building a ginger processing business in Kaduna. William Nwokoma and his 37 employees at tracker.ng, who are building security solutions for automobiles and equipment. Antonio Onigbanjo of August Secrets, who joined our owner manager program after completing a previous accelerator program a few years ago, as she looks to expand her products to key cities across Nigeria and West Africa. These and others, too many to mention, are the ones who inspire the work that we do. They have and will continue to play a crucial role in fueling our local and global economic recoveries. Our role at Faith Foundation has always been to carefully think about how best to enable these businesses and the audacious entrepreneurs who lead them with the support they need to start and expand job creation opportunities, provide the agility they require in order to bring innovative products into the local and global marketplace, and learn from the missteps or challenges of others who can provide mentoring and hand-holding guidance to them. We do cherish the presence of our volunteers. So many of them are here. Thank you. And partners without whom or whose support we may not have the opportunity to experience the broad range of highlights we will be sharing with you this evening. I thank you once again for joining us today and wish you a good time with us. One thing I like to take a personal responsibility for those of you who received hard copy of the card, you will observe that we put a guest artist there as Lagbaja. I was saddled with the responsibility to provide Lagbaja. Alas, I have not been able to provide Lagbaja. I apologize and will make up with that today and in the future. Thank you very much.
Please, another applause for the chairman, the founder of Faith Foundation. I've just been told that the audio for the short video clip for Faith Foundation is now back. So we'll have the short video clip again. Thank you, enjoy.
Can we give the Faith Foundation a round of applause? And now to present the 2022 Impact Report is our very own head of the Faithful Squad, the Executive Director, Adenike Adeyemi.
Thank you. Can we give a round of applause to our hosts? This is their first annual celebration too, even though they are team members. So I have the honor and the delight to present our 2022 Impact Report. I think over the last 6 to 7 years, we set up on sometimes what seemed like an impossible goal to have an impact report ready by the time we do our 2022 annual celebration. And this year we were not able, we did not disappoint you on that. What we try to do in our impact report, beyond just giving the highlights of the entrepreneurs we supported and the programs through which we delivered those support, is also to showcase very specific stories that are emblematic of the key themes that we experienced during this particular year. This year, outside of the 639 entrepreneurs who we supported in person, and I have to emphasize that that 639 are those who went through our pre-incubation, incubation, owner manager and accelerator program. We have another almost 1,500 who went through short courses and also self-paced e-learning programs that we also did not mention, but it's also important to emphasize. This year, our programs cut across 20 states in Nigeria. We've now run programs and now have alumni. Please clap. We have run programs in all the 6 geopolitical zones, because this year makes it about 30 states that we've covered, and we have entrepreneurs who we support in different capacities. A lot of our digital resources and digital rules have also reached over 260,000 individuals. I think another round of applause for that. So there's 6 themes that we covered this year in our impact report. The first was really just talking about expanding our learning and influence. As we're now in our 2nd decade and faith, we're at the part where we've institutionalized our learning, but also sharing that. But also sharing that in the perspective of really showcasing a lot of the businesses and the growth stories of Nigerian entrepreneurs. So one of the things we've done this year is we've launched 4 case studies. One of those who we're doing the case study for, I'm smiling at her here, where we have 4 indigenous case studies that we'll be using on the SME space that profiles businesses and their journeys and are now incorporated in all of our programs. The second theme that we are covering in our impact report this year is around the theme of inclusion, equity, and diversity. I'm very excited to note, particularly with the support of our partners at Standard Chartered Foundation, that of all the entrepreneurs we supported this year, 56% of them are female aspiring and emerging entrepreneurs. And for the first time ever, we were also able to support persons with disabilities. And at 7% of those we supported this year are persons with disabilities. And we appreciate the support of Project Enable in helping us to implement that. One of the other things we also did was we have a wide grey community. We have over 7,000 people over the last 22 years that have gone through our full-time programs. And we also wanted to make sure that we expanded the community engagement, but also the leadership capacity building of our alumni members. And so we're happy to be able to do a successful transition from our alumni exco led by Mr. Max Menkiti, yes, to Mrs. Toyi Bakari. And we talk about our journey and that experience and the things we're doing to deepen our community engagement efforts. The 4th thing we also focused on was on sustainability and climate change. It is a front burner issue, and we have a lot of our entrepreneurs that we've supported to put in sustainability within their business model, but we also supported specific entrepreneurs who in the way that they're running their business, do things in the recycling, upcycling, and in the sustainability space. And one of those is Miriam Lawani of Green Hill Recycling that we've also profiled our story. The other thing that I wanted to also mention, that one of the entrepreneurs we profiled in our impact report was Vera Uwaje. Vera Uwaje is a person with disability herself. I don't know if Vera is here with us today. Hi, Vera, you can wave. So Vera runs a school that is an inclusive school. So she's also applying and learning to building a school, a sustainable school, by the way, that also focuses on helping children have an inclusive learning and also grow and learn, and so that we don't have any child left behind. We expanded on our innovation and digital enablement capabilities. We continued with expanding our programs with the support of Meta through our Aspiring Entrepreneurs Digital Program for this year, again, reaching some states that we had not even gotten to, so thank you very much. We supported entrepreneurs who are also building innovation within their business and operating model. And we profiled the story of Oyefunke Oluwatomiro of Funadem Foods, who is building and innovating with quality and nutritious foods for local market segments. But we ourselves were not left behind in that innovation. So this year, we launched our business plan developer tool online. Quite a number of you have seen it. Please, can we clap? Because we know quite a lot of entrepreneurs are there. And our business plan developer tools allows anybody to build bankable business plans that are personalized. It is very user-friendly, it's easy, and it allows them to adapt it to their needs and also submit it to financing institutions to raise funds. Last but not the least was our thought leadership and idea exchange. And so through our Faith Institute, one of the things we did was to then run quarterly policy workshops so that we deep dive from what we do in our annual policy dialogue series, work with senior program and policy designers who are working around key fundamental areas and provide insights, but also share exchanges on really how to develop and innovate on policies for small and growing businesses in Nigeria. And on the back of that, we launched our Pioneer Faith Institute Research Fellows. I don't know if we have any of our research fellows in-house. Not yet, but we launched our Faith Institute Research Fellows with 6 fellows doing and researching and sharing interesting new innovative thinking about specific areas that are fundamental to the growth of small and growing businesses in Nigeria. Again, what I've talked about, these 6 areas, are just a few of some of the highlights of our 2022 impact report, which I present to you now, and which we can download on faithfoundation.org/impact. Sorry, I just saw my father-in-law. Good afternoon, sir. You're welcome, sir. So before I end up, I would like to appreciate the team. Thank you, sir. That put all of this together, and specifically acknowledge the Learning and Influence team. So again, our Learning and Influence team puts together the impact report. It's led by Akinwumi Akonwojo, who is joining us online. Fumi Ogunbowale, who I think is in the digital team. And also Ayomide Ogunleye. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And you're welcome once again to our 2022 annual celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Adenike. What an impactful year the Faith Foundation team has had. I mean, I just joined about 2 months ago, and I'm honored to be a part of this team. And congratulations to the team. So, join me as I welcome the keynote speaker, Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi. Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi is Africa's foremost fashion entrepreneur, blazing the trail in the children's fashion industry. With over 35 years of experience in the fashion and retail business, she is the founder and creative director of Africa's leading premium children's clothing brand, Rough and Tumble, sharing happiness to over 1 million children and families across the globe because she dared to dream and pursue her vision fearlessly. Adenike is happily married to Mr. Adegbola Ogunlesi, and they are blessed with 3 children. I see one of them in the crowd. Aside from her dedication to building a global business, she loves to read, dance, yoga, and garden. And may I also mention that she was the recipient of the Faith Model Entrepreneur Award, the FME, in 2005. She's also a volunteer faculty for the Scale Up Program, Owner Manager Program. Join me as we welcome Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi. Welcome.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to begin by asking you a question. And it's very simple, really, but it will tell me a lot. Who knows? And Bola, you're not allowed to answer, neither are you, sir. Who knows what the size of the financial services industry in Nigeria is worth? What is the value? See why I said you shouldn't answer, Bola. What is it worth? So you see, we need to know the size of the opportunity and the size of the potential that exists in our country, Nigeria. Otherwise, we cannot effectively take the chance, the opportunities that exist without knowing, without having the knowledge that tells us what actually exists within the space we're in. So it grew from 78.10 trillion to 122 trillion in 2020. That's a load of money. I don't know what you see, but what I just heard. Possibilities and breaking new ground. So in 1993, I was a young mother, and General Sani Abacha became the first, not became the first, but was the head of state of Nigeria at the time. And for those of us consciously aware at the time, trying to intentionally define our lives through entrepreneurship, the narrative was pretty much the same as it is today. Doing business in Nigeria is difficult. It's hard. It's complex. Most especially with Abacha, where everyone was afraid. There was anxiety. There was much uncertainty during his regime. In fact, you could very comfortably describe Nigeria at the time as being VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and very ambiguous. That was the season. That was the time. And I was at that time. Volatile, the changes came swift and fast, and they were overnight. Some were so sudden. Some were violent. Sometimes you didn't know what was going to happen the next day. The only people in charge were the military. Nigeria was uncertain. The future was unpredictable, making planning difficult as government was very inconsistent with its policies. Nigeria was complex. 3 major tribes, a ton of different languages. So much was happening. It can be described as being chaotic, pretty much like Lagos traffic. Nigeria is very ambiguous. It's big, it's vast. Getting to understand the root cause of the different dimensions of Nigeria was difficult. So you could say at the time, the environment was quite disruptive. But here's the interesting thing, because what VUCA also means is that you can counter volatility with a vision that brings clarity, a vision that brings purpose, a reason to do, a reason to be. It mobilizes great minds and energizes the human capacity to drive a new narrative, something we greatly need in our country, Nigeria. It opens up new thinking, opening up new possibilities, limitless opportunities. It helps you, it helps us all focus or refocus our energy on what's important and what we can do rather than complain. It enables us manage change, and it creates discipline and makes us become very resourceful. We can meet uncertainty with understanding, asking the right questions or learning to ask the right questions usually will birth you in the right direction of an answer that will bring you clarity. So I can ask, and I did at the time, sometimes you need to let go of Davido and co, and you need to embrace learnings in a totally different way. And that learning I'm talking about is of yourself. But let's go on to the last thing, which is, how do you fight ambiguity? You can fight ambiguity with agility. Even when there's little or no clarity, you can open your mind. As my little daughter said to me once, "Mommy, open your mind and let the light in. Don't zip it up shut." And I thought, where did this child learn this from? Or where did she even hear this from? But she did. Today, she's a global brand. She collaborates with New Balance, Kanye West, and people like that. So she really did open her mind. Open your mind and embrace new skills and new knowledge. You will be born again and again in the baptism of fire, of business and entrepreneurship. You will not be different from anybody else. You will go through it yourself. It is lonely. It is very lonely. It can be very lonely. Even though Stephen Covey says when he's lonely at the top, you're not doing something right. You should try running a business in Nigeria. He might write a different book. The saying goes that the tree that doesn't bend with the wind won't last in the storm. And so the agility of mind, you have to be open. You have to learn to see the invisible. You have to learn to believe in the impossible. And you have to learn to trust the unknown. And I can hear somebody saying, what is this woman talking about? This is a very, very uncomfortable place to be. I know that. But you know, COVID struck and nobody knew that COVID was going to strike, but it did. I had a factory, I retooled the factory, and we were making masks. By the end of COVID, we had made over 1 million masks that served the whole of Nigeria. I could have sat down and be paralyzed in my mind first that COVID had struck. Nah, you don't survive that way. The agility of your mind to shift, to be flexible, to move, to be open, even though you don't know what is going to happen, is very important. But one valuable lesson I learned, and many valuable lessons I learned, but this one is about being comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is where I realized that my growth was always going to be at all levels in my life. Being comfortable with difficult conversations, being comfortable with challenging myself and my self-narrative and my self-talk, challenging my spirituality, my humanity, my why, my purpose, my cultural norms and beliefs, my marriage, my children, raising my children, becoming a parent, questioning so many things because I wanted to be the truest and highest expression of myself as God intended me to be. I cannot divorce my spirituality from my path as an entrepreneur. It is totally impossible. My spirituality is a part of my life and it is all-compassing. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about being a human being and having respect for humanity and human beings, regardless of color, tribe, religion, or association or affiliation. Facing myself was the most difficult thing I had to do. How did I want to show up? What did I believe was possible for me? My ability to have those honest conversations with myself was paramount to my growth. My evolution, after all, was my responsibility. It was nobody else's. And I was raised by a woman who always said to me, unto thine own self be true. So my story is one, and the story of Rough and Tumble is one of resilience, of learning to be agile, to be open. I learned that my biggest asset was my mind and what I chose to focus my mind on. What questions I was willing to ask myself, and learning to look in the mirror in my true nakedness and saying, who are you? And what is the impact you're going to have? So on this journey, I woke up one day and my landlady gave me a quick notice. Did I say believe in the impossible? This was the time to now believe in the impossible. No bank was willing to give me a loan of 200 million naira 12 years ago. Enter the power of an idea whose time has come. I wasn't going to let it go. And so I kept going. Bank after bank after bank until somebody said, Madam, we will give you the money. But before that happened, I learned to understand why I was rejected. Take the lessons from the rejection and recreate, rebuild my narrative and what I was trying to do with my business. I learned to focus on the marketing, the people, the technology, the customer, the product, the community, and the cash, finance. Because without it, there's no business. These became the pillars by which we built the Gatimo empire on. I say empire, yes, because as you think, so you shall be. So if you want to build an empire, you will talk, but you will walk the talk. You will put in the energy, you will put in the effort. It's not built in the air. God isn't in the sky. He's in your heart. He's with you, and you can do it. To reframe, I learned to reframe the word discipline. It took a new meaning. Why? I grew up to believe that discipline was punishment. And I was going to be disciplined if I didn't do well. And so I realized that discipline was my ticket, my one-way ticket to freedom. And with discipline, the foundation of all success, I could be anybody I chose to be. I said, see the invisible. I know Einstein once said, everything is created twice, first in your imagination and then in the physical world. Nothing is ever as it is, it seems. It is our thinking that makes it so. So when everyone told me that nobody would buy children's clothing made in Nigeria, that was not my lens, that was their lens. I already saw multiple stores all over Nigeria selling children's clothes to beautiful Nigerian children. So nobody does children's clothing quite like Rough and Tumble. Nobody does. And I can boldly say that. So on this journey, I tried to get a loan to acquire an asset. And I could not get this loan. This is loan number 2, by the way. The first one was loan number 1. This is loan number 2. Again, I realized that my landlady had actually done me a favor. Because by selling the property with me in it, and me being threatened to be evicted, my creative juices and my imagination kicked in like they never done before. As my mother would say, I began to fire on all cylinders plus rockets. I needed to find a new place. I needed to move the entire business into a new place. And I realized from the banks moving on to Isaac John, that Isaac John was now the land of the big boys. And they say, you want to bamba with the big boys? I didn't know that at that time that I could bamba with the big boys. But I took it on because I said I wasn't going to be the grass that would suffer when the elephants begin to fight. Because there became a bidding war for Isaac John by the Nigerian banking institution at the time. But as favor would have it, and as fortune would have it, and as bloody hard work, don't ever forget that part, would have it, clarity of thinking, clarity of vision, clarity of desire, what it is I wanted to do. I wanted a building that belonged to us, that I could lay out exactly the way I wanted to see it, and the way I wanted to feel it, the way I saw it in my mind. And this parcel of land came to find me. And so I raised the money, bought the land, and built this building. But what happened? I looked at it and I thought, did I do this? And so sometimes you will accomplish something, but imposter syndrome, self-doubt, all of these things will kick in and will begin to make you feel like you haven't done anything. No, learn to recognize progress. Learn to respect yourself for progress, for seeing progress and see progress. So all I ever did was build a brand called Rough and Tumble. All I ever did was sell children's clothing. I never sold rice. I never imported sugar or juice, but I had clarity of vision and intention. I committed to building systems and structures that could support the business. There's still a lot of work to do in that place because my mandate to myself was that this business I started was going to outlive me and live into the next generation. Again, I learned to put a lot of action behind that vision. Doesn't happen overnight. So with clarity, with a vision, comes many options. With this, I became a creator of my own experiences and never a victim of circumstance. So when people sit beside you and they start what I call the bashing of Nigeria, I pray you move away from them as fast as possible because that will become your reality and your story. But if you wake up every day optimistic, believing that today is another day, another opportunity, new beginnings, new mornings, amazing things may happen for you on that day. And when I said the third thing was trust the unknown, the song that comes to my mind now, not then, but now, is Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters where you will lead me. This is my capacity to take risk, the risk to believe in my vision, the risk to trust myself, the risk to be committed and consistent, the risk to grow where I have been planted. Everywhere you are is an opportunity. You were planted there. It was not an accident. In the light of divine providence, there are no coincidences. Everything indeed happens for a reason. The risk to grow. Sometimes in the dark, I learned that everything dies before it grows. You die to your old self. You go through a rebirth to a new self. A seed dies in the darkness of the ground, alone, and yet it pushes the soil. It toils, pushes the soil, and comes out a beautiful tree, giving purpose, giving joy, giving light. Useful. So in the dark, after the dark, there will always be light. So all your new learnings, your insights, your mentoring, your collaborations, the time, the effort, the energy, the sacrifice that you have made over the last 6 months. The ultimate goal at the end of the day that we all desire is freedom, relevance, and significance. So how will you use this opportunity to become impactful and purposeful on your journey of entrepreneurship? Again, I say, look in the mirror, because it always will begin with you. It's your opportunity to own it, to live it, to believe it. Trust me, you will begin to see the invisible. You will begin to believe in the impossible. You will begin to trust the unknown. It is your choice. You have a choice. You can either believe in a Nigeria that has potential or a Nigeria that is dead. It's up to you. It always is, and it always will be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Can we give us a round of applause, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi. Your story is one of resilience and adapting to the times, and definitely discipline. Thank you. Some of the key things that I thought really stood out to me was asking the right questions brings you clarity.
Sorry. I beg your indulgence. I must be equitable. So I mentioned one of my children, and one is sitting right here beside me. She's an author. She wrote a book called Confidence and Killing It. I would advise you to please get that book. Sorry, I can't miss this blog. I'm a saleswoman at the end of the day. And my job is to help my children, to promote my children. Exactly. So Tiwalola Ogunlesi, she wrote a book called Confidence and Killing It. And that's where you need to be in your mind. You can kill anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mara.
Wow, this is such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, and one of the things that I also took out from that wonderful keynote address is that don't be afraid of making mistake. I once saw a quote that said, failure is not actually the opposite of success. It is actually part of success. So thank you very much, Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi, for that wonderful keynote speech. Please let's put our hands together once more for her. Okay, and now we have now come to one of the highlights of today's event. All the graduates in the house, are you excited? Woo! Are you sure you're ready for us? Please celebrate yourself by putting your hands together for yourself. Yeah, you can do better, celebrate yourself. This is actually your moment. Thank you very much.
And to those joining us online as well, our graduates online, congratulations.
Okay, and now to coordinate the graduation ceremony is a 20-year volunteer faculty of the year at the Faith Foundation, a 2-time volunteer at Faith School.
Please join me in welcoming Mr. Bambo Adebowale.
Please let's put our hands together for him as we welcome him on stage. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. First, kindly let me apologize. I checked my wardrobe for the dean's hat and the dean's gown, and I didn't have one, so I'm going to have to make do with this. I also noticed that we had proudly Nigerian on the dress code, so I think I probably ticked a few boxes. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome once again to the 2022 Faith Foundation Faith School Award Ceremony and Graduation. Well done, everybody. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Adiola again, and your lovely wife. Good afternoon, ma. I'm trying to figure out what words to use, because normally when I'm called onto the stage is to be punished by the principal. Now I'm the principal. Good afternoon, distinguished members of the board, Faith Foundation, past and present here with our friends from the various areas, the wonderful and amazing graduates. Round of applause for them, please. The faithfuls, the staff of Faith Foundation and Faith School who have helped put all this together. Nearly everything you are seeing today was done by Faith staff, all Faith alumni members. So what we are teaching in the classrooms are being shown in the real world. And thank you once again, Madam Ogulesi, for that inspiring and motivating speech. My job is the easy one. I just need to introduce the various classes. Thank God I was not asked to go through all the 629 names, because we'll be here till tomorrow. So I'm going to start, and it's going to be very, very simple. I'm going to be calling you in the order that you are sat to my right, and we're going to go around the hall, back to the middle. You're going to kindly mount the stage to my right. We have ushers to help you up the steps if you need assistance. There'll be photographs here, and you exit to my left, and the ushers will happily guide you to your various seats. Because of time, if your class is not present, either physically or virtually, we are going to go to the next class. So if you're here, it will be good to signify your presence, walk smartly and confidently and proudly up to the stage and take your photographs. And I'm going to start with AEP 109. These are the people with disabilities, and our partner is Standard Chartered Bank. Dr. Adu, who's representing, if you're here, I will kindly request that you kindly show yourself. And I'm going to kindly also, thank you very much. Oh no, don't sit down yet, because you're going to come up to the stage with Mr. Fola Adiola, sir, Madam Ogulesi, and Adenike Adeyemi, the Executive Director, People with Disability. Please kindly, this is our class that was sponsored by Standard Chartered Bank. A round of applause. Madam Ogulesi talked about a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. So take it, in addition to that, we have individuals who have surmounted all the challenges you can think of. And here they are standing. I think they deserve more than just that. We need a strong round of applause. Thank you very, very much, Standard Chartered Bank. Joker, we are very proud of what you have done for us, what you do with us. Cameramen, your iPhones, your Samsungs, your Galaxy Notes, bring them out. Tell the world what we are doing in faith. These individuals have taken their faith into their hands, and they're winners. I commend you. I celebrate you. I congratulate you. If we're done, okay, I see that is a good, very opportune time to do the Kodak moment. Unfortunately, Kodak then went out of business, but I'm sure there were lessons to learn. So if you could kindly then go back AEP 109. I'm going to kindly now request that Mr. Adiola and Madam Adu and Madam Ogulesi and Madam Adeyemi now come up onto the stage. As I now introduce AEP 110, that's AEP tertiary. So these are students of tertiary institutions that we have been empowering, training them in enterprise, also supported by the Standard Chartered Bank with their class director, course director, Dr. Adeyemi Ayoade. So if you're from the AEP 110 class, I invite you to the stage. Thank you very much. Encourage them. These are students who are in the penultimate or last year in tertiary institutions. And we have been taking them through courses of study, engagement, mentoring, business advisory on becoming entrepreneurs. Continue clapping as they mount the stage. Thank you so very much. Could AEP 114 and 118 please get ready? I would suggest you try to be within the blue steps. If you're outside the blue steps, my understanding is that you will not be in the photograph and we will not Photoshop you. Oga camera, are you knocking? And by the way, these cameramen are our cameramen. They are not going to try and sell the photographs. If they do sell the photographs, they're probably AEP participants putting into practice what we taught them in the classes. Thank you very much. Congratulations. If you can kindly exit the stage to my left, as I now call on AEP 114, Oyo, and AEP 118, Ekiti. Mr. Victor Ayegba, course director. Dr. Femi Oyeni, course director. Madam Adu, thank you so very much. This is still a partnership with the Standard Chartered Bank. And we thank you so very much for the support. AEP 114 Oyo and 118 Ekiti. Kindly come to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for them. The unique thing is that AEP Ekiti are nearly totally all students of Ekiti State Polytechnic. For us to deliver that class, we flew to Akure, then drove for 2 hours to Ishon Ekiti. I hope it's Ishon and not Ishon Ekiti. A round of applause. These are our future join us virtually. Do we have AEP Plateau virtually joining us? Still mounting the stage, AEP 113 Ogun. That was Abeokuta. AEP 119 Abuja FCT, AEP 119 Plateau Jos, AEP 120 Kano, and AEP 120 AKT. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This was also a course sponsored by Meta Nigeria. Thank you so very much. If you could kindly exit. And I need you to clap for them because some of them have flown down from Abuja. Many of them have vehicles down here. And if you've been on the Long Bridge and you know how many hours that takes you, I'll probably get from my house on the island to here. And they are going to have to go back. So a round of applause as I call on the next set of classes. Thank you very much. A round of applause for Meta Nigeria, represented here by Adora Ikenze. As I now call on the Secretary to the Ogun State Government and Director of Faith Foundation, if he's in the house. If not, we'll just proceed with our AEP regular class. Now, these are the individuals who have attended literally all the classes in person, and they have attended the classes funded themselves. This is AEP 107, 111, and 117. AEP regular 107, 111, and 117. Can the program coordinators kindly help them towards the stage, kindly support them, welcome them, encourage them? A round of applause as you welcome and support and you are most welcome. Congratulations. Very well done. As they are taking their photographs, can AEP Sustainability, Farmers for Future, and the CBI Ginger Program get themselves ready, please? Photo ops taking place with AEP regular 107, 111, and 117. Thank you so very much. May I now call on Mr. Oludari Olusoya, General Manager, British America Tobacco Nigeria Foundation, to join us on stage as I call on AEP Sustainability, that's AEP 108, sponsored by Mitsubishi Corporation. Very proud to be associated with them. Those were my last employers. Farmers for Future and the CBI Ginger Program. If the course directors, Jonathan Ike Lumba and Madam Yemisi Obe, if they're in the house, kindly join your class as AEP 108, Farmers for Future and Ginger Program proudly and confidently come up to the stage to take their photographs. Continue to support them, please. Continue to support, continue to support. You heard the story. It's not easy. I know it. I'm a serial failure in enterprise. And just in case you're wondering why is a child on stage with the mother, it's the child that's graduating. We are catching them young. We are not only gender sensitive, we are also age inclusive. And it's not uncommon to walk into a class and find 3 babies, I kid you not. We take time helping the mothers to take notes. We might be having a faith crash session. Congratulations, each and every one of you. May I now call the next economy, entrepreneurship, and the Justice Enterprise School. Sponsors, our partners, the Kingdom of Netherlands. And I will kindly invite Michel Deline. I apologize if I'm making a total hash of this name. He's giving me a thumbs up. That means my visa is still okay. The Consul General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Lagos. Also in the house, Leon van der Stil, the Deputy Consul and Head of Economic Department. Sonia Fadjushibe, Advisor, Economic Trade and Investment Affairs to the Consulate General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And I invite again the class, the next Economy, Entrepreneurship, and the Justice Enterprise School. A round of applause as they continue coming up the stage. Course directors, Chinedu Azi and Tolu Awoyemi. Round of applause for the course directors also. Remember, stand on the blue velvet. Make way, stay safe. Kutieni Incubation. Can our special guests on the stage still remain? As I call on TNE Incubation, Orange Corners, Nigeria, the 6th cohort, that's OCN 6, and the OCN student ambassadors. May I kindly invite you to the stage? That's TNE Incubation, OCN 6, and OCN student ambassadors. Mr. Gbolahan Selika, course director. Mr. Obadayo Fagade, course director. Very well done. Thank you so very much. Part of what these individuals, especially with the OCN, do is they have a pitch, and at the end of their 6-month course, there's the opportunity to have 2 tracks of funding from the Kingdom of Netherlands. There's a voucher scheme, there's a loan scheme, there's a grant scheme. I hope I've got it right, because if I haven't, somebody is going to be saying, Oga, where is that grant that you said we were receiving? I can assure you that I'm going with the scripts that I have been given. Thank you once again, Michelle. Continue to support them as they walk up to the stage. As I ask our owner manager class to get ready, that's the Emerging Entrepreneurs class, 29 and 30. I was course director for EEP 26, I believe. The outgone president was one of my students. The incoming, or the income, I hope that's correct, president was a mentee. Very proud of you, congratulations. I am now calling on the last group of graduates for the 2020 Faith School Faith Foundation graduation and award ceremony. As I kindly thank Michelle. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michelle. Okay, the last set of graduates, the Emerging Entrepreneurs class. This is the class that is so unique that Mr. Adiola himself is one of those who take the course. I know Engineer Bayo Adiola, I can see him in the audience, is also faculty for that class. It's unique because they get special attention. And I'm going to call them Mr. Femi Alabi, course director, Mr. Shegun Zakios, course director. It is a very unique class, and it's so unique I'm actually going to call out the names, because the last award that I won for Faith Foundation was being course director to the Emerging Entrepreneurs class. We have Abuloye Motolani, Daniel Madingo. You can clap, and I urge you to clap. Atere Gbade, Tony Onigbanjo, Tobi Chukwu Joseph Mbanifo, Lara Olowo Okere, Samuel Shogbola, Adebukola Baruwa, Adeshola Balogun, and Blessing Sanctus. Congratulations, emerging entrepreneurs class. These are our owner, manager, graduates. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mr. Adeola, for helping. Madam Ogulesi, Adenike, thank you each and every one of you. And just to give you a bit of a hint, our last president was AEP and EEP. Our current president of the alumni is an EEP graduate. So if you're thinking of leadership within Faith alumni, I recommend that you sign up for the EEP class. I'll probably be one of the faculty. If you do not go past go, you do not collect 200. So I have, yes, we will make it, we will now make it the bar. EEP will be a stepping stone to president, not just of Faith alumni, but even of the country. And why not? When you have people like Mr. Adeola, a round of applause for him, helping us. And as you hear the names of our award winners in other categories, you will understand why I'm so particularly impressed and blessed by the EEP class and by each and every one of the participants today and the graduates today. Thank you, each and every one of you. My job, like I said, is the easy bits. My job is done. I'm going to look for a coffee shop, and I'm handing you over to this wonderful host, Ijoma.
Thank you, Mr. Bambo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bambo. Please, let's celebrate our graduates once again. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Fola Adeola. We also want to thank our board of directors, our program partners who have supported us throughout this year. We want to thank our volunteers also, and the executive director, our own Adenike Adeyemi, and the Dean of the Faith School, Mr. Bambo, for your continued support. Please. And congratulations once more to our graduates. Now that we are done with celebrating our graduates, it is now time for our valedictory speech. And our valedictorian for today's event is Oreoluwa Bolajoko.
Woo! Can we give her a round of applause, please?
Sorry, it is actually Oreoluwa Bolajoko. So, sorry, I'm not. So, Oreoluwa Bolajoko is the founder of OK, a sustainable handbag brand, and the co-founder and CEO of the African Designers Network, a community dedicated to aggregate, educate, and improve the capacity and skill of aspiring and early stage Nigerian fashion entrepreneurs. She has a background in agricultural economics, a course that I also studied, and certifications in entrepreneurship development from high impact institutions, including Faith Foundation and Lagos Business School. She's an impact-driven entrepreneur. She's an impact-driven entrepreneur that is passionate about the development of the Nigerian environment, its people, and economy at large. She was the class governor for AEP Sustainability, a program sponsored by Mitsubishi Corporation. Out of 30 entrepreneurs in the program, she emerged the winner of the pitch competition with a grand sum of 750,000 naira. Now join me as I welcome on stage Oreoluwa as she gives her valedictory speech. Please let's encourage her as she comes on stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oreoluwa Bolajoko. I'll begin by asking these questions. What seems immediately possible? What do you think is just beyond your reach? and what seems outrightly impossible on your journey of entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurial mindset is the basic set of beliefs that an entrepreneur would have that helps them to smoothly surmount the hurdles of their journey. Though cliche, many authors say that the most successful entrepreneurs are those who truly believe that anything is possible. Such positive thinking, when balanced with practical understanding, births an attitude that opens many doors of opportunities that others would otherwise not pass through. It takes a highly motivated person to create an opportunity out of a seemingly impossible task. However, if we never even try at it, can we truly think that anything is possible? This is how successful entrepreneurs behave. According to Branabach and Castle in their book, Fundamentals of Becoming a Successful Entrepreneur, the earliest definition of entrepreneurship is he who gets things done. Learning on this definition, then we have all done it. We have made the decisions that have taken us the extra mile to be here today. My name is Iroluwa once again, and I'm the founder of OK, a sustainable handbag manufacturing brand. And I remember when I first had the idea to start this business. It was almost 2 years ago, and all that was on my mind was that it was possible to start a handbag brand in a very, very big space where there were so many players. But there are some things that I didn't think were possible for me, which was distinguishing myself in the industry and building a brand that many people would like to be affiliated with. I had a few ideas on how to start, and then no ideas at all on how to maintain and grow this business. I decided that I needed some kind of information to move from point 0 to 1. So like all of you, I took the first step. I began reading books, attending online programs and courses in search of knowledge, and I soon discovered educative programs, such as this one that we are graduating from today, as a means of expanding my knowledge and by extension, my ability to embrace a larger scope of what is actually possible. In a short time, I was learning all about how to start, manage, and grow a business. And from thinking to serve my local community, I learned of and took advantage of the opportunity to serve corporate organizations. I am in great hopes that embracing the possibility to serve the international and global markets in the coming future will be a big possibility for me. To be here today, we have all done what is immediately possible. My question, therefore, to you today is, what still seems impossible? In all of my learnings, I have discovered 3 pillars that help me to see beyond what seems impossible. The first one is to embrace curiosity. As an entrepreneur, you never want to stop learning about new things. Explore the things that other people have done on their way to success and the ways or strategies that they have used to do the seemingly impossible, like our keynote speaker, Mrs. Nike Ogunlesi. Also, you need to go into new environments, read interesting books, articles, and listen to talks that will help to enrich your mind to see beyond what is immediately possible. Secondly, you need to look beyond yourself. I always like to say that the greatest things in life are created from a position of selflessness. When you focus on things that enrich others, many times you will not be aware of when you set new records, break new grounds, or even become a renowned icon in your industry. You need to find deep meaning in your work by focusing on contributing to something that is bigger than yourself. And the easiest way to do this is by helping other people achieve their dreams. In the words of Les Brown, he says, help others achieve their dreams and you will definitely achieve yours. Lastly, never stop creating. Successful entrepreneurs are always creating something. Even when they have found success, even when they hit on failure, they continue on the next big thing and are constantly evolving, innovating, finding new methods to work, new products to offer, new models to stay relevant, and new markets to sell in are all important in accessing opportunities where others see impossibilities. In addition, on embracing curiosity and continuously learning, I sincerely congratulate you all today. Many people start things, but they do not finish. However, you all have shown great commitment to growth by completing this training and graduating today. It is important to note that our entrepreneurial journey our journeys have their growth stages, which come with various levels of opportunities. Going through any Faith Foundation program was one support that we have all enjoyed this year because of the level that we are on our journey. Surely, accessing the Faith Foundation program opportunity personally helped me to review my goals and conceptualize new possibilities that I can help my business to achieve. Being here today as an entrepreneur and now graduate of the various Faith programs has shown us how capable we all are of achieving our goals when we commit ourselves to them. I hope all of us here today can take this achievement as an example and a reminder of how anything is truly possible when we put our minds to it. As we all continue on our journeys, let us take each new problem on with confidence, bearing in mind that we have been equipped to unlock incredible possibilities in the form of solutions. I want to charge you all to embrace the idea of the other two pillars of unlocking possibilities and see just how far it takes you in surmounting your biggest fears for growth. In conclusion, this I can assure you, that which has been proven time and again by those who have gone before us, that when we master the art of unlocking possibilities through solutions that we prefer to problems, it becomes easier to transfer this expertise and expand our capacity to create opportunities beyond our greatest imaginations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ire-Oluwa, for that wonderful speech. Please, let's put our hands together again for Ire-Oluwa. We are indeed very, very proud of you. It is now time for our award ceremony. Woo! And this is one of the highlights of our event today. We are having three major categories of awards today, and the first is the Faith Volunteer Award. The Volunteer in Faith Foundation support our entrepreneurs by delivering training, mentoring, business advisory, and consulting.
And before we go to the awards, we'll also like to highlight that we have some talent here at the Faith Foundation. And join me in welcoming the Faith musical team. Woo! Can we give them a round of applause, please? So I'll be calling out their names. Amaka Wokolo, who is the head of the Faith Institute. Oluchi Johnson Achibiri, who is the digital products manager. Damilola Oyekunle, who is our HR officer. Rachel Balogun, the Alumni Services Officer, and Oluwasemilore Oludipe, who is the Associate of the Scale Up Lab, and who also wrote the song they'll be singing, titled Surely.
How are we doing today? If you're feeling all right, just let me hear you say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not loud enough. Come on, 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 come on. If you're feeling all right, let me hear you say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So we'll be doing a song titled Shirley. It's not a gospel song, even though it sounds like it might be. But it's a song that I really do hope by, somewhere in the middle, we're singing together. And basically it's saying you've come a long way, but you have a long way to go, but you will get there. Surely, surely. So when I say surely, you say, so we have you've come a long way, but you have a long way to go. You will get there, surely. All right, here we go. You've come a long way, but you have a long way to go. But you will get there. We will get there. Surely, you've come a long way, but as we can see where we may go, you will get there. You will get there. Surely, surely. First of all, I'm alive and well. I count my blessings every now and then. I'm feeling good cheer, you can tell. This light you want to show me better. I did my hustle just to do one jet. Because I'm still be rising up, 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 up.
And build a storm of weather. And I have to walk through fire. There's still no place that I would go. I've been through the storm of weather. And still came out it better. So we will rise together.
We've come a long way, and we have a long way to go. And you will get there, you will get there. Surely, you've come a long way, but as we say where we can go, you will get there, you will get there. Surely, it is well today. My mind is clear today. All things don't pass away. I did fear yesterday, but I stand with the God today. All things don't pass away.
And through the walk through fire, there's still no place that I won't go. Storm the weather, and still came out it better. So we will rise together.
We've come a long way, and we have a long way to go. And we will get there, we will get there. Surely, we've come a long way, but as we can see where we can go, we will get there, we will get there. Surely, they won't give me close marking. Understand fit, be like shoulder party. Say me now, after all the stress. That's why they flex, blink out like I'm Liberace. Surviving is a big mountain. You see as we no break, it's a big mountain. 600 years of bless. Everybody put your hands up if you believe what I'm saying. We dey hustle, we dey hustle, we dey go. We dey start, we dey scale, we dey grow. We dey walk, we dey walk, we dey show. That somebody is coming to and fro. It's the end of one of a kind year. Corona can't show, it they fly in the air. Look at your family and hold them near. Cause we came through with your hands in the air. And we will taste the victory. If I have to walk through fire,
there's still no place that I will go.
I've been through the storm and weather,
and still came out it better. So we will rise together.
One time. Two times. Three times. 4 times. We've come a long way, and we have a long way to go. We will get there. We will get there. We will get there. We've come a long way, but as you can see where we can go, we will get there. We will get there. Surely, we've come a long way, and we have a long way to go. We will get there. We will get there. Surely, we've come a long way, but as you can see where you can go, we will get there. We will get there. Surely, you've come a long way, and you will get there. Surely, you've come a long way, but as you can see where you can go, you will get there. Sing it with us. You will get there. Surely, surely.
We will get there. We will get there. Surely. The Faith musical team. I attempted to sing, but that's a story for another day.
Wow, so proud of them.
So now, oh wow. Sorry. Oh, the mic is still on, please. And so now back to the award ceremony. To present the Faith Volunteer Awards, we would like to invite the chairman, EcoBank, Mrs. Bola Adeshola. Yes, please. Mrs. Sheyi Bella, who is also a board member of the Faith Foundation. And our very own dean, Mr. Bambo Adebowale. Please come up. Thank you.
Welcome.
Can we have the video?
Faith Volunteer Faculty of the Year Award is Tolulope Akiton. Tolulope currently works at 50 KMPH, where he leads strategy and solutions development team. He also serves as the head of African Affairs at Akins, analyst and project manager. Tolulope has experience in market research, information technology, consulting, and business strategy. He is passionate about helping entrepreneurs build structures for their business and volunteers. He invested his time at Faith Foundation leading sessions such as business plan development and business modeling. Tolulope contributed over 30 hours teaching classes across our pre-incubation and incubation programs in 2022, supporting entrepreneurs in 3 states. Key things that stood out for Tolulope is making what is often a difficult topic on financial literacy practical, applicable, and relevant to our entrepreneurs. We celebrate Tolulope Akito for his contribution to providing intensive capacity building support to aspiring entrepreneurs across Nigeria in 2022.
Our recipient for the 2022 Faith Volunteer Mentor of the Year Award is Ajibike Badeji. Ajibike is the lead consultant at Aragov Consulting and an accredited SMEDAN Business Development Service Provider, BDSP LPI trainer, and IFC trainer. Ajibike has over 20 years combined experience in business, management, and technology consulting. She's passionate about entrepreneurs and the economic development of women, and hence loves to coach and mentor entrepreneurs and young women. Ajibike's mentees describe our mentoring session as thorough and invaluable. We celebrate Ajibike for our contribution to providing intentional handholding to young businesses across Nigeria in 2022. Recipient for the 2022 Faith Volunteer Advisor of the Year Award is Oluwatomisi Omojua. Oluwatomisi is the MD CEO, Rothschild Microfinance Bank, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and a dynamic senior financial accounting professional with progressive experience in auditing, banking operations, tax consulting, relationship management, and business development, spanning over 29 years. Tomisi has volunteered over 30 hours providing advisory services to faith entrepreneurs. We celebrate Tomisi for his contribution in providing in-depth guidance and advisory to businesses across different stages in 2022. Our recipient for the 2022 Faith Volunteer Content Contributor of the Year Award is Emmanuel Otori. Emmanuel is the Chief Executive Officer of Abuja Data Score, an experienced business development specialist, small business consultant, startup advisor, and consultant for SMEs across Nigeria. He has worked with 50 small businesses, including a World Bank and federal government project. He has provided advisory services, capacity building training, and consulting in hospitality, information technology, fashion, agriculture, power, and services sectors. Emmanuel volunteers as a content contributor in the Faith School of Faith Foundation and has contributed over 20 pieces of content to the MSME Hub platform this year. We celebrate Emmanuel for his contribution to providing useful entrepreneurship knowledge and insight in 2022.
Now, to receive the award for the Volunteer Faculty of the Year Award, we'd like to call on Mr. Tolulope Akinton. Now, the next award, 2022 Faith Volunteer Mentor of the Year Award, Mrs. Ajibike Badeji, who is represented by Mrs. Antonia Udoba. Congratulations. And then the 2022 Faith Volunteer Advisor of the Year Award, Mr. Oluwatomisi Omojua. We would like Mrs. Bola to present the award. Yes, thank you. Congratulations. And then finally, the 2022 Faith Volunteer Content Contributor of the Year Award, Mr. Emmanuel Otori, who is being represented by Ayomide Ogunleye. Okay, we have Mr. Ayomide online. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. And so moving on very quickly to the Faith Alumni Model Entrepreneur Award, which is the FAME Award. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Bola. Thank you. Yeah, Mrs. Bola Adeshola. Thank you, the Dean. And Mrs. Sheyi Bella. So now moving on to the FATE Alumni Model Entrepreneur Award.
The FATE Alumni Model Entrepreneurship Award is a yearly honor in recognition of an alumni member of FATE Foundation who has built a successful business with high integrity standards and has consistently inspired and supported other entrepreneurs as an active FATE Foundation volunteer.
So to present the FAME Award, we'd like to call on the MD CEO, Lotus Capital Limited, Mrs. Hajara Adiola. We'd also like to call on the partner, Banwan Igodalo, Mr. Aswe Igodalo. Thank you. Can we have the video?
My model entrepreneur awardee is Mrs. Toyin Bakare. Toyin Bakare is the executive director of SAS Textiles, a multi-generation business founded by Toyin Bakare's mom, Mrs. Shola Adedeji, whom the store is also named after. Our mom started the business in the 1980s as a fabric sales store for our work colleagues from the Nigerian railway station. After the sudden loss of their mom, 18-year-old Toyin, along with her brother, took over the running of the business, with Toyin in particular at the helm of affairs. Our accounting background was very useful to her in understanding the need to put financial management practices in place while also registering the business with the CAC. SAS has grown from a store incorporated in 1995 to 5 outlets across Lagos and a notable brand name for the traditional textile and fabric sourcing, particularly for lace, Ankara, wool, and cotton. SAS Textiles has established partnerships for business from international suppliers with manufacturing of fabrics directly. The business has also shown resilience by fully recovering from fire incidences and complete vandalization of 3 stores during the looting that took place post the EndSARS protest. SAS Textiles has grown its revenue to about 2 billion now and providing jobs to over 35 people across its 5 stores. Toyin Bakare credits the experience at the Emerging Entrepreneurs Program for giving her clarity on strategy, business focus and growth, and helping her to map out the SAS business expansion strategy, which was very crucial for her to get her family members on board with the plan. She is a proud FATE entrepreneur and is actively engaging other entrepreneurs to join the FATE School program. She is a regular teacher for the AEP Introduction to Entrepreneurship class, always sharing her experiences, journeys, and insights. In 2019, she chaired the committee that planned and managed the 2019 Alumni Conference program. In September 2022, she was elected as the new president of the FATE Alumni Executive Committee, a tenure which runs till 2024. We celebrate Toyin Bakare's entrepreneurship journey, a vision and drive to grow a thriving multi-generational family business in Nigeria, and her impact to actively giving back to the FATE alumni community.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to the founder, the visionary of Faith Foundation. I just want to say thank you for this award, the Fame Award. I remember exactly 10 years ago, I was nominated for this award in this same hall, and I didn't win the award. And I continue to be resilient. I continue to be creative. We never gave up. And today, I am standing with all glory to God. Very, very happy, very, very honored. And I would just like to dedicate this award, first of all, to God Almighty and to my dear dad, who is sitting here right in front of us, who has stood by us for over 50 years. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yes, my dear dad, Otumba Major Thompson Oyinlade Adedeji, I'll also dedicate this award to our management team, which is made up of my siblings and I. We are 7 in number. I don't know if my chairman is here, but we truly, and to the amazing board of Faith Foundation, thank you for being there for us. I remember in the year 2008, I came up in my house. We were just one store then, and Faith came to me to apply for the EEP, that's the Emerging Entrepreneurial Program, and I went for that course. And it was from that course I learned how to be resilient. That was my first course in personal development, and from there we grew our store from one store to several branches across the world. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Congratulations, Ma. A well-deserved award. Congratulations. And the last but not the least of today's award is the Faith Model Entrepreneurial Award. The Faith Model Entrepreneurial Award seeks to recognize and celebrate ethical Nigerian men and women who have successfully established a fast-growing business, created employment, as well as contributed to the fostering of other business in the country.
So can we have the video up, please?
Our 2022 Faith Model Entrepreneur Awardee is Dr. Nato Orazulike. Each year, Dr. Nato Orazulike is a serial entrepreneur, corporate administrator, and philanthropist. He founded his first Genesis company in 1990 and has now grown the business into Genesis Group, a proudly Nigerian conglomerate with interests in restaurants, cinemas, hotels, food production, shopping malls, property development, outdoor catering, industrial catering, camp management, and oil and gas services and production. This expansion, which started in Enugu, has over the last 32 years evolved in a series of ultra-modern state-of-the-art shopping and entertainment complexes in Nigeria. 13 Genesis Deluxe Cinemas in Lagos, Port Harcourt in Cameroon, 25 Genesis fast food and restaurants across Nigeria, 7 hotels in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, Genesis Property Development, Outdoor Catering and Facilities Management Company, and a state-of-the-art production facility that produces 7 bread varieties, 2 sausage roll varieties, cookies, and wafers. Is contributing to Nigeria's socio-economic development, with the Genesis Group now employing over 3,000 staff across Nigeria and Cameroon with a combined turnover of about 58.6 billion naira. He has brought his entrepreneurship leadership skills to serve on various boards in the financial services industry, including Fidelity Bank and Ecobank PLC. He is the national chairman of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture Trade Group on Tourism and Hospitality. He is a graduate of the University of Nigeria, Enugu, the Harvard Business School, USA, holds an honorary doctorate of science degree from the University of Port Harcourt, and was recently conferred with the OON National Honors by the President of Nigeria. Dr. Orazulike is passionate about empowerment and has undertaken several community development projects and youth and health-focused corporate social responsibility initiatives, such as the Joseph Orazulike Scholarship Foundation. He is happily married to Professor Ngozi Orazulike, and they are blessed with 2 sons. celebrates Dr. Orazulike's entrepreneurship journey, resilience, doggedness, and growth after the last 32 years building the Genesis Group and creating
Join
jobs
us as we
not just in
welcome
Nigeria and on the
Mr.
continent.
Nato Orazulike. Congratulations, sir.
Wow, I wasn't sure it was me you guys were talking about. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, as they say in Nigeria, let me stand on all the existing protocols. Seriously, I wasn't sure it was me who was being talked about, you know, because for me, it was just doing one thing at a time, you know, the journey, just taking one step at a time, being passionate about what I want to do and then just following it. I thank Faith Foundation for this honor that I will cherish quite a lot because of what Faith has continued to do for growing entrepreneurs in Nigeria, 22 years of growing entrepreneurship in Nigeria. But let me start by thanking the founder, Mr. Fola Adiola, for this wonderful thing he's put together. Please, 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 he deserves all of it. He deserves all of it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. You know, what he has done in banking and finance is just a small part of what I'm trying to do in hospitality and the entertainment sector. I thank the board, past and present, and the management of Faith Foundation for the quality work they're doing with all the people. I also thank my directors of Genesis. Please stand up to recognize who are here. You know, without them, I wouldn't have been able to achieve my dream. You know, this was the dream of a 21-year-old, you know, who wanted to make a difference and started in 1991, just pursuing his dream to make an impact, taking one step at a time. And wow, you know, they say you never know how far you've walked. You know, thank you so much. I thank my family. My son is here representing the family. The mother is not around. And then my sister is also here she's also a director of Genesis, representing the extended family too. Okay, congratulations to the graduates. It's a good thing. I wish you all the best. It's a journey. And if I was asked to say something in terms of a word of advice, I would say it has to be relentless pursuit of excellence in your chosen field. It's going to be a long journey, and it's not a destination. You just keep going, and by the grace of God, God on your side will get there. You know, thank you so much for this honor. I will continue to cherish it. God bless us all.
Congratulations again, sir. And thank you, Mr. Godalo and Mrs. Adiola. And I would just like to take this moment to quickly welcome the graduates to the alumni community. We have so many benefits in the alumni community, but I'll leave our president to share it. So can we have Mrs. Toyin Bakare on the stage, please?
Good afternoon once again, and this is our welcome official address. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my utmost pleasure to welcome you to the 2022 Faith Alumni Celebration and Awards Ceremony. I would like to acknowledge once again our host and chairman of Faith Foundation, Mr. Fola Adiola, members of the amazing board and management of Faith Foundation, our keynote speaker, Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi, who is very creative and innovative at the same time, and the Faith Alumni Executive Committee members. I'm glad to welcome all our new graduates into the vibrant and active Faith Alumni community, a foremost network of Nigerian entrepreneurs. I think we can do better if we want to clap for them. And surely we are all going to get there. It's a long journey. Who are equipped by the Faith School and are spread across our various sectors in Nigeria. My journey began just like yours in 2008 when I graduated from the EEP, a program which set the course for the next decade of our business, because it was after that we started to expand. Through the EEP program, I was able to see the clarity needed in terms of strategy, business focus, and expansion. And this helped us to grow our business from a one-room store to different outlets. I then returned in 2021 to the 27th cohort of the EEP in 2021. You know, you have to keep on developing yourself to renew and sharpen my business management skills. And because of the skills acquired from this program, I've become an ardent champion. I call it my prestigious Faith Foundation. And, you know, talking about our chairman, Mr. Adiola, one class he taught us, he said, leadership is all about execution. I can never forget that, sir. You will find the alumni community beneficial as I do, because the Faith Alumni community, they don't just teach us, they also support. I remember during the NSAS, when 2 or 3 of our stores were vandalized. Faith came in, they stepped in, and they supported. They gave us funds. The whole community came together, and that was something that really touched my heart. You know, and it's their relevant resources that are crucial to your business success. We offer pre-business advisory services, access to funding, market linkages. I think Faith Foundation is one of the best entrepreneurial schools in the world. Please, can we count for Faith Foundation? As a community, we understand the significance of networking partnerships and relationship building, which is why the past alumni executive community, led by Mr. Max Menkiti, I call him my president for life. In collaboration with Faith Foundation, we successfully launched the Alumni Hub during the 7th Faith Alumni Conference, which just took place in September 2022. Allow me to reintroduce you to our very own Faith Alumni Hub. It's a digital platform. It's world-class, specifically built to enable networking, collaboration, market transactions, brand visibility for the growth of your business. To get connected with your fellow entrepreneurs, the link is displayed right on the screen to all Faith entrepreneurs to sign up. And very soon, even non-Faith entrepreneurs will be begging us, or just come into our school. That's all we ask of you. The year 2022 has been a dynamic year filled with highs, lows, and plateaus as we cross over into the year 2023, an election year for our nation, Nigeria. It is imperative for us to understand the trends within the social, economic, and political landscape and its impact on the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Faith Foundation will be hosting the 2023 Business Outlook for SMEs. The good, the bad, and the opportunities on Friday, February 9th, 2023. So I would like you to please save the date, and it will be very relevant for the next season, and we're all going to survive. Now, you are all invited to join the conversation as we will delve into the discourse on the macroeconomic outlook and the business. And finally, dear graduates, as you transition into the next chapter of your entrepreneurial journey, I leave you with this charge today. To give yourselves consistently to continuous learning, latest ideas, as you develop and actively grow your networks. Remember, we're thinking out of the box. As we interact with one another within the Faith Alumni community, I see us growing, I see us evolving, I see us thriving, I see champions, I see governors, and even presidents, yes, celebrating our wins and success together. I hereby officially welcome you all into the Faith Alumni community. And like Ellen Keller said, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Thank you so very much, and God bless you. And hand over to my Executive Director, Mrs. Adenike Adeyevi.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you. A round of applause for Madam President. Thank you. So I have the job to round off our program today. and would like to first of all appreciate each and every one of you that have come, either as graduating entrepreneurs, friends and family members of the graduating entrepreneurs, and then a lot of volunteers in the house. If you're a volunteer, you teach, you mentor, you advise, please just wave, wave, wave. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I would like to appreciate all our partners, ACCA, Andy, Banwa Nigodalo, Bank of Industry, BAT Foundation, the Sherry Blair Foundation, Creative Metier, DIY Law, Jern, Hill, KPMG, LSCTF and GIZ, Main One, Meta, Mitsubishi Corporation, Crosswise Works, the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, Stanbic IBTC Bank, the Standard Chartered Foundation, the Youth Business International. Please, can you give a round of applause to all our partners who have supported us in cash, in kind, resources, in so many ways to enable us do the work that we do. I would like to say special thanks again to our special guest of honor and keynote speaker, Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi, for an inspiring charge to us. A special thanks to our current and past board members present. Our chairman, as always, Mr. Fola Adiola, Mrs. Hajara Adiola, Mrs. Sheyi Bella, who is here present. I know that Ms. Bolaji Agbede, Ms. Aimwan, Mr. Shani Suleiman, Mr. Yinka Soni, and Ms. Olushola Adiola are joining us online, so thank you. A round of applause, please. And also to our board committee members, Mr. Niyi Yusuf, you're welcome. Mrs. Roslyn Onolaja is also here. And to our immediate past directors present here, Mr. Kalada Apiafi, Mrs. Bola Adeshola, Engineer Baya Adeola, and Mr. Aswe Godalo. Thank you for your consistent support to our work. As we round up, I would like all of us to please give a warm round of applause, and if you don't mind standing up, for the team Amazing. They are the ones, everything we do, as you can see, we didn't have any professional person here. All this work that you're seeing here is a culmination of long nights, long days, long weekends, working together, ideating, fighting sometimes, but still coming back together to make sure that our entrepreneurs are served, our communities are served, all the partners with there's a co-creation in that. So I'm going to call all the members of the FAIT team up to do a roundup. So please join me in welcoming Miriam Omolola, Blessing, who was the project manager of our entire annual celebration this year, Oluchi, our digital product manager, Oyinda Mola, Damilola, where are you guys? Come. Boluwatife, Olutola, Victor, Olamide, Israel, Felix, Oladimeji, Abdullahi Freeman, Adewale Olabode, our Dean, Mr. Bambo Adebowale, Agogo, Oluwaseun, Ijomade Soya, Akinwumi, Eniola Femi, Cindy, Great, Olayemi, Jetta, Sheyi, Michael, Shemilore, Darasimi, Emmanuel, Idris, Esosa, Sophia, Rachel Balogun, Fumi B. Ayomide, and Kelechi, and then Amaka, Oyebola, David, Sharon, and Owolabi. I know we have some parents here, so I hope you can appreciate the work that your children have done. I can see some parents actually, yes. We have aunties, sisters, wives, husbands here. Please give a warm round of applause again to Team Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Jakes Band in the building.
Let's say thank you first. So on behalf of the audience, we say thank you to you guys. Thank you very much. And on our behalf, we say thank you to you guys. Thank you, everyone, and have Merry Christmas. Enjoy the celebration. There's some food that will soon be passing around, and we'll have some nice light music. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
All right, let's do it now. 1, 2, 3, go! Jake's band in the building. Yeah! It's a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate. Yeah. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the year. So bring a good time and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now, celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Come on, celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world. Come on, shabalala. Woo, yeah. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate, yeah. Come on now. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's take it over now. 1, 2, go. And no stopping us. Yeah. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the road. I don't. Come on, everybody sing along with me. Ain't no stopping us now. We gotta roll. All right, check it. There's been so many things that held us down. But now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go. And where we'll end up, I don't know. But we will let nothing hold us down. We put ourselves together. We come to the top like that. And if you ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down with a more, yeah. Don't you let nothing stand in your way, yeah. I want you to listen. Do every word I say, it goes to this now. You wanna move, I know. Come on, everybody sing along with me. It goes to this now. You gotta go, yeah. Hey, check it. I know you know someone who has a negative vibe. When you try to make it, they only push you aside. They don't have nowhere to go. I said where they're going, they don't know. But we will let nothing hold us down. If we put ourselves together, what is enough for us? And you ever been held down before? I know you refuse to be held down where to go, yeah. Don't you let nothing stand in your way, yeah. I want you to listen. Do every word I say, Ain't no stopping now. We ought to do, I don't. Come on, everybody sing along with me. Ain't no stopping now. We ought to do. Are you ready now? 1, 2, 3, go. Come on up. What you gonna do? When you wanna get down? Come on. What you gonna do? Do you wanna get down? What you gonna do? Do you wanna get down? Come on. 1, go. Get down on it. Come on, man. Get down. If you really want it, get down. You got feeling. Get down. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on down. Get down on it. Baby, get down on it. Get on down. Get down on it. Come on. So how you done move? You really don't wanna dance. But standing on the wall. Get your back up on the wall. Every day. So how you gonna do if you really want to take a chance? But stand there and say, come on, get down on it. Come on there, get down. If you really want it, you got to feel it. Get down on it. Get on down, get down on it, baby, baby, get down on it. Come on down, get down on it. I say, people, what you gonna do? Hey, you gotta get on the groove. If you want your body to move, tell me, baby. Say, how you gonna do if you really don't wanna dance? But standing on the wall, yes, your back up on the wall. Tell me, baby, how you gonna do if you really wanna take a chance? But standing on the wall, get your back up on the wall. I heard all the babies say, come on, get down on it. Come on, get down. If you really want to get down, you gotta feel it. Get down on it, get down on it, get down on it. Get on down, get down, baby, baby, get down. Come on down, wow, yeah. Woo! Yeah, now. Come on now, yeah. And the beat goes on, just like my love everlasting. Ooh, and the beat goes on, still moving strong, on and on. Do you ever wonder? Woo! That's the way somebody's got to lose. Now the country brother, now. Just like fishing in the ocean, so baby something new. You sing along, never be an ending, and the beat goes on. Ooh, just like my love everlasting. Ooh, and the beat goes on. Still moving strong, on and on. Don't stop for nobody. This time I put myself on solid ground. Now I understand myself when I'm down. Just like sweet sound of his music, that always did something to keep the table turning and sing along. There'll never be an ending, and the beat goes on. Just like my love everlasting. Ooh, and the beat goes on. Still moving strong, on and on. The beat goes. Yeah, check it out. One more time, yeah. Yeah. I'm on fire, and you're my every desire. A living fantasy, but you know just what to do for me. I love the way you do. You look around great there for you. What's your whisper? Makes me feel inside, makes me feel I'm alive, and I can resist the heavenly bliss, the magic concealed in your kiss. I must realize what I see in your eyes takes me beyond the sky. Silent morning, I wake up and you're not by my side. It's silent morning. You know how hard to try. Silent morning. They say a man's not supposed to. Silent morning. You know how hard to try. Check it out. Hey, man. One time. All right. I'ma get nervous, so yeah, you want to capture my soul. I'ma get nervous, so yeah, you want one more, no more. Come on, Peru, para, Peru, para. I'm new, in the Peru, don't they para. Tonight in Jersey, I'm in Jersey. Oh, God, if you want one Jersey, I'm not playing with you, I'm not joking. My daughter, Bobby's good. Be a king power, but I'm on bully. I'm on duty, but I'm on low-key. They want do me, they want do me, they want do me, cause they want. What do you want me? What do you want me? I'm in San Francisco, Chave. What do you want me? What do you want me? I just do it from Miami. Peru, para, Peru, Peru, para. I'm blue. Little Peru, don't para. She said she like my too. She said me, I never see a guy like you. She like my tattoo. Get me, I wanna be inside you. She's my woman. Is a Buddha, sweet like sugar. In my new man, don't you be, I just feel like two down. What do you want me? What do you want me? I'm in San Francisco. What do you want me? What do you want me? I just do it from my hey, Peru, para, Peru, Peru, para, Shakespeare in the beauty. I'm Peru, baby, follow my command like zombie. Go down on me with your coca body. Hey, follow my command like zombie. Go down on me with your coca body. Hey, if you're milky from punching down for me. Hold on for me and don't go do me body. Hey, if you're milky now fight the I saw me no no. Tell I saw me your day. Sooner you're deep. Baby corner. Waka waka when you enter my litter. Hey, baby corner. Will you give me sugar? Wahala. Yeah, now come on now. Macho Mona Lisa. 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 Macho Mona. Check it out. Love is not enough, lady. Got to be below. Love you all you hate me, no me. The message me will go. Are you ready now? 1, 2, go. NSC 2 VT. Come on, Lord DTT. Cause happens are naughty. In a Maserati. Hey, baby, easy. Bible like it easy. You want to kill somebody. Well, you see melody. Now, Mario. Ojo Jumona Shaya. Yeah. Luckily, Polo Timo Vena. I just want to be high. Come on. Be high. I just want to be high. I just want to be high. Watch my God. Be high. I just want to be high. Watch my God. What? I just second now. I say shake the killing them shout. Because I said God divide the killing them far. Proud. People do that like that. Oh God, boss, they can do be a manager. Come on now. Hey. Where body? That's all you want. Hey. That's hey. I said, son of the Georgia. Big you know they pull up. Georgia. Where the money, na. Hey, one day, yellow. We make your money rush like you know me. It's a good that the award. Baby, so my Joe shape is a naughty. Ah, come on now. You shake the killing them shot. Shakespeare in the building. Thank God you fight the killing them far. Hey, bra. We could do that like that. That boss, they can do be a melody. Hey, you are not a fellow, so what's your excuse? It is better than nothing you can do. When you're better, it's better for your comfort. Villa, but we don't know from Sando. Oh, yeah, who they? That child, you will have one, they wanted it. One more bullet for one of us. We are beginning to do a boom of our spirit. Oh, yeah, hallelujah. Robert Silent and said, which is Suya. I take away a letter to my Lord of Viva. If we're going to let go, okay, go there, let go. You want to go by anybody, Capac, somebody, Chupaco, and good in the battle. But I go whenever they go, say, shake the killing them, sir. Hey, because I swear God, you can't take it in there. What's that? We do it like that. Oh, God, take out the be a village. Are you ready now? What's on my neck? My wrist to be down. None of the look who she and go down. Fellow, Rapping people, let's make for tonight. See, when I got some balachana, they waste time. Me, I want fire, bazooka. Mr. Money, no, they waste time. Mr. Money, want to use your mind. See, baby, don't find out the two shots. So I mean it. Mr. Money, no, they waste time. Mr. Money, want to use your mama. See, hello. You got it back like a filo. Mama, take a phone, go to go to. And it's okay, what's the kilo? Come on, sing dancer. She knows that in your palapa. I got her from Osa, for me, Ulala, see, this is your time. Oh, I never can see. Man, like nonsense, you are good. Man, like nonsense, you are good. This is your time. Oh, I never can live in Nigga. Man, like nonsense, you are good. Man, like nonsense, you are good. Okay, Sumba, la jaja, Sumba, Sumba la jaja, Sumba, Ululu Sumba, Sumba la jaja, Sumba, Ululu Sumba, Saru, Urubusa, Osaru, Urubusa, Osaru, Urura, Osaru, Urubusa, Mr. Money, one time, yeah. Hey. See, I'm stepping talking about time. Say one time, go. Mama, see. Baddest. Try no green better. You don't try no do better. You don't try no green better. You don't try no. Not intentional, not personal, feel the pressure now. When you come to my place, Since years I spread the dollar now, not personal, international, unconventional grade. Conventional grade. Say what? It goes down when my disconnect. I know disconnect. I know the country's connect. And if you talk, you collect. It goes down when my disconnect. No disconnect. I know the country's connect. And if you talk, you yo. Tiki. Va. Yo. Ost. Tiki. Rap, one time. No. Oh, hey. Scream, bam, scream, na. Mama, open the fire, play the bed to let them know. You don't finish you. Man, no retire, every day I'm on the road. It no limit you. Hey, this now so you do top down for you do robo. Too many things we can do. Sorry, I'm into you. You do I am for you. Tonight I'll be dancing on the plane away. Yeah. It's all about. Give me your hand and shoulder. Go see your get up. Blessings for your head. It's all about.
Give me your hand and shoulder. But I know go get us. Let us go look at us. So lava, lava. Give me your hand and shoulder. Go see your get us. Blessings for your head. So lava, lava. Give me your hand and shoulder. But I know go get us. Let us go look at us. Loud down like food for seller. No one can do you better. You body for love for me. Wine and go shorty. Love the energy tonight. Way good in my side, but now you in my mind. Why would you eat a shell? This town's over. Would you turn down for it? Would you robo? Many things we can do. Sorry, I'm into you. Would you I am for you? Tonight I'll be dancing on the pain away. Yeah. So lava, lava. Give me your hand and shoulder. Go see your get on. Blessings for your head, oh. So lava, lava. Give me your hand and shoulder. What's on them? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jack's band. All right, turn it up, turn it up. Na, 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 na. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jack's band. All right, let's turn it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Electricity. Vibes on the frequency. Till infinity, steady on a different beat. Life is not that day. It's all about the energy, not mentality. When I make my hobby, nobody go south. So you know everything I do is nobody else comes out. To the so you go come online. And I see darkness all around me, but I know I'm the light. Say, shake it, baby, shake it. I feel your vibration, back girl on rotation. Beautiful sensation, back girl on rotation. Shake it, baby, shake it. Put you now, electricity, vibes on the frequency, till infinity, steady on the different beat. Life is not that deep, but first you must get the moolah. Gonna poverty, now you make my body, nobody go south. So you know everything I do is nobody else comes out. To the so you go come along. And I see darkness all around me, but I know I'm the light. Shake it, baby, shake it. I feel your vibration, my girl on rotation. Beautiful sensation, my girl on rotation. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jackson. All right. Jack's band. Let's turn it on. Go. Na, na, yeah. 1, 2, 3. See. Now me when they clean on the house. Now me when they want you to go. Now me when they cook no. Oh no. Now me when they drive your bus. Now me when they walk for your show. Now me when they hug no. Yeah, I become on vessel, but I be vessel, still in my own. Everybody get on, don't say oh, I see my own. Too late, it's Jack's band, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah, I become on vessel, but my happy vessel, still in my own. Whoa. Everybody get on, me say oh, I see my own. Yeah, see, because now God that they put on my face, put on my plate, we don't bring me joy. Oh, my balance. Even as this, they go my way. Even the days I don't get nothing at all. Oh, my balance. Now me when they drive your bus, now me when they drive your keke. Oh, my balance up. Yeah, now me when they run around, now me they do the job. Oh, my balance up. I become on vessel, but my happy vessel still be my own. Everybody get on, me say oh. I see my own. Ha. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jack's band. All right, let's turn it up. Let's bring it back a little bit. All right, come on, come on. Mama, body me inside. Le 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 le. Oh yeah, say, body me inside. Le 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 le. Body me inside. Body me inside. Baby, silent. Baby, go, 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 go. Ah, Zonda. What about you, Kale? Yeah. J'ai vu Daniel. Sisi, você não desce, bioyibo. Você amorue, Sisi, você quase le com bioyibo. Mama, si, ọwọ́ kàlẹ́ṣà, ẹsẹ̀ gbàgbọ́sà, orí wa ń fi dùgbẹ́dùgbẹ́ bí àdámà. Say, go, 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 go. Ladies and gentlemen, sex band, turn it up, turn it up. Ja, ja, street, ja, 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 ja. Anytime when she won't see them find out in heaven, back time to take over. You don't tell me I trouble you. Talk down the Lucifer. I know they follow pastor, they be human. Father and father, so me and I'm busy, my God. I won't focus on you, on God. My sugar, I only any time away, anytime away, anytime away. She won't love my man. Anytime away, anytime away, she won't. Me, I get sex, I get God, I don't fuss, I don't fuss. Plenty noise, plenty talk, plenty people don't call the ball. Me, I get sex, I get God, I don't fuss, I don't fuss. Plenty noise, plenty talk, plenty people don't call. Come on and say what? Hey, God, don't make her follow. This one where things they cost. I still want to buy. I still want to talk. Hey, kilo we, hey God. No make a follow. This one where things they cost. You want to buy. You want to buy. Sing what? Dear Father in heaven. Sometimes I can't your blessing. He did say to show for faith. He be like he ain't shining. Something on cloud. Something on cloud. Man on Jordan. They can know no thing. What's up? What? I only Benny's over, and it's over. The bone over man. I only Benny's over, and it's over, and it's over. The bone over. I get sex, I get God, I don't fuss, I don't bust. Plenty noise, plenty talk, plenty people don't call the fuss. Me, I get sex, I get God, I don't fuss, I don't bust. Plenty noise, plenty talk, plenty people don't call the fuss. Hey God, don't make her follow. This one where things they come. I still want to go. I still want to turn on. Hey God, don't make her follow. This one where things they come. I still want to go. I still want turn it up. It's the expand, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, 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 no. I want to go. Right. Yeah, yeah. One time, two. Love. low-key, all of them don't they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys them know me. Since OC, I've been rising this story. I know the OT, but if you ask them, they know me. I know the blow trees, I know even loading. Music just me, the stories that know me. I dey low-key, but I'm never lonely. Sexy ladies, come wine me slowly. Now the love we have seen, I ain't working to believe her. I got your boy, I've been seeing her. I fear nobody, only Jehovah. And I thank the Lord that they go far. Who's in both to the labor? Then I sound take me to the shooter. But then I load it to the bar. Day nights, but I got a shooter. Say what? They never see me go. Cha. Oh God, let go. They go money. James Diamond. I'm never weak, I never cease. Till eternity, I'm on fire. My legacy will not die. My family is for life. Where them lay, who them be? Them go praise, them go die. Them go say, them don't know it is all. Low-key, all of them don't they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys them they know me. Since so sweet, I've been writing this story. I know be OG, but if you ask them, they know me. Now the love we have seen, I ain't to believe her. I got your boy, I've been seen her. I fear nobody, only Jehovah. But I thank the Lord that they go far. Who's a book with a leader? Then I saw them in the sheets. But then I don't even do too far. Me night focus, got one time. Yeah. Ooh. Second conversation is going round. People talking about the colors of the town. Of the lady really asking me. No one knows that day, she's just a mystery. I had seen her maybe once or twice. One thing I can say, ooh, she's very nice. Of the lady, what I really want to know. Somehow I've got to let my feelings show. She's fresh, she's so fresh, excited. She's so excited to me. She's fresh, she's so fresh, invited. So invited to me. And a feeling that I can get. Baby, ooh, I like the way you talk. Well, there's something I really can't hide. Heaven must I sent you to be by my side. Fresh and lovely, like a dream come true. I give anything to spend the night with you. What I'm feeling, and I can't stop it, baby. Mrs. Ski Lady, shake your beat away. She's precious to fresh, excited. She's so excited to be. She's precious to fresh, invited. So invited to me. Hey. Shabalala, 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 shabalala. Yeah. Are you ready now? We got a dance party. Come on, my Julie. We got a dance party. We got a people, yeah. We got a dance party. I'm sick of my Julie. We got a dance party. We got the people, yeah. Don't you see downstairs, come down the line. I'll be here with you all through the night. Nobody you have nothing to fear. You can go what will be here. We got a dance party. Come on, my Julie. We got a people, yeah. We got a dance party. I said, come on, my Julie. We got a dance party. We got the people, yeah. I don't think that we should fuss and fight. Especially, baby, not here tonight. Hear good music, our friends so from school. You can go out, we'll be here. We got a dance party. Come on, my Julie. We got a dance party. We got a people, yeah. We Come on now. Hey. Shabalala. Jake's man in the beauty. All right. Yeah. Well, Joanna, she runs our country. She runs it down and the tears vow. She makes a few other people happy. Oh, she doesn't care about the rest at all. She's got a system they call apartheid. It puts a brother in a subjection. When baby pressure will make sure and see how everybody could have did that. Hey, hey, give me up. Joanna, give me up. Joanna, give me up. Joanna, Onikan, give me up. Joanna, give me up. Joanna, oh, before the morning come. I hear she makes all the golden money to buy new weapons and the shades of guns. While every month are you black so wet, so fierce, the killing of another son, sneaking across all the neighbors' borders. Now and again have a little fun. She doesn't care if you kill them fun. Hey, he says you rustle everyone. Hey, yeah, give me, come on, Joanna. Oh, Joanna, give me up. Joanna, for the money, give me up. Joanna, give me up. Joanna, oh, give her the money. Hey, yeah, give me up. Joanna, give me up. Give me up. Joanna, give me up. Joanna, give me up. Joanna, oh, give her the money, come. Hey, hey, how about you, John? Hey, are you ready now? Ole, 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 feeling hot, 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 feeling hot, 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 feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. All right, check it out. Be mind on fire. Be soul on fire. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Party people all around me feeling hot, hot, hot. Oh, what you do on a night like this? Music sweet, I can't resist. We need a partition, a phone, fundamental job. Let me rumbo. Let me feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot. Let's do that jam now. One time now. Oh, yeah, feeling. Oh, yeah, feeling. Oh, yeah, feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Oh, gee, where you get the sugar, darling.